Thanks for tuning in and welcome back to the shop. This is our 2013 Mitsubishi Fuso FG that I'm turning into an Overland Camper. Now recently I was working on the inside because, well, it's much warmer in here with a little electric heater running. So I've got 3 of the 5 cross beams for the bed done, and I was waiting for my printer to finish the last of the brackets, which it has. I was also working on installing this wall, which is a little loose, so I've made some more brackets for that. I was also waiting on some T-nuts to arrive so that I can install the inside corner bracket on the bed frame corners, and that should finish up the outside frame. So with all this on hand, let's see what we can get done today. I think the logical place to pick up is where I left off, and that's getting the last 2 of the cross beams installed on the brackets. And they just rest on there. If you didn't see the last video, there's a 1/4 bolt that goes in through the side of the lower half of the bracket, threads into the nut slug on the side of the 1010 channel. Now, I'm just going to leave these loose for now. But once that's in place, the cap goes on the top, just pops up into the top half and then snaps in place. And we secure that with a little M3 screw. There's not really any force involved in this piece. It's just kind of making it cleaner looking. It does help hold the lower bracket in place because it's wedged in the slot, but because the 1010 is really secured to the lower bracket, this is just holding this from sliding around. And with that repeated 3 more times, we now have the last 2 in place on each end, which gives us 5 altogether on the whole bed frame. The only question left is, how do I get out of here? That's the next thing I've got to fix. In the short time since I've installed this wall frame, there have been several occasions where I've actually grabbed onto this for stability. And obviously, with nothing holding it at the top and a pair of very non-structural brackets at the bottom, it's kind of wobbly. For step 1, I want to attach this piece of extrusion to the ceiling because that'll give it the most strength going this way. But I had to keep a couple things in mind. I want this wall to be flush on both sides. I don't want it to be thicker than 1 inch, so I have to attach it on the top, not on the sides. I could glue it in place or just put a big strip of double-sided tape up there, but if for any reason I ever want to take it apart, I won't be able to. If I design a bracket that slides into the top of the channel, then I can slide it out if I ever want to take it apart, except for my LED lights. They'd be in the way. And that is how I came up with this. These 3D printed mounting brackets will slide into the top of the extrusion, and if I need to slide the extrusion out, they're thicker than the light, so the extrusion will clear. They're also only 1 inch wide, so they won't make the wall any thicker, and because I've stuck some 3M VHB tape to the back, they'll just stick to the ceiling.
First, I need to make the vertical T-slot extrusion, well, vertical. So a couple of measurements off the door frame, which I hope is straight, and we should end up with a vertical wall. Next, I can project this vertical line onto the ceiling and put a tape marker to show where the outer edge of the wall should be. Then, using this mark, I can use my square off the wall, which I hope is straight, to put a pencil mark near the inner end of the wall, which I can then use to position a tape marker and remove the tape holding the T-slot in the wrong spot. With the setup complete, I'll do things the simpler way this time and disassemble the pieces in place instead of struggling like I did when I tried to put it all together as one big piece.
While I have the vertical pieces out, I'm also going to swap out this, which is my standard corner bracket, for a short version that I made, and this is a little bit shorter here and the hole is moved in. And that's so that this one is actually designed to go across. So it's the right width this way versus that way, whereas these ones are a little bit longer. So I'm going to swap these out. And then we're also going to swap out this regular bracket here for the trailer park double wide version. And that's going to allow me to get an extra 1/4 bolt in this direction here, right below this one, in our vertical extrusion.
I designed these brackets to print on their side for strength, but holes printed on their side rarely come out perfectly, so I undersize them and drill them out. If you want to use any of the parts that I designed, make sure you check out the links in the video description where you can find and download the files to print yourself, or maybe you have a friend who can print them for you.
Well, that's a little bit of an issue. Not unresolvable, but I didn't realize with how close these two brackets would be, how tight those two nuts would need to be, and the fact that those two nuts are actually closer together than a pair of nut slugs can get. So you can see there's a couple millimeters on each side of each one there, and I need them to be just a little bit closer.
What options do I have? I could redesign and reprint them, or I think I'll just hack them off with a pair of blunt scissors that I have. No, these are not Krista's kitchen scissors. Looks perfect to me.
If you're enjoying this video and you find it useful or just entertaining, consider helping to support the creation of content like this. You can do that simply by clicking on the links in the video description, or if you feel like taking the next step, go ahead and scan that QR code. Thanks. Right, with that out of the way, let's get to sticking this on the ceiling. Now these just slide in from the end. I've now got 3 mounting tabs. Peel the tape off, and we should be good right about there. Oh, I should slide this in from the end so it's not sticking into the next piece. Right about there. Doesn't really matter where they go, as long as I get the whole thing up against the wall and in a straight line. It is worth noting I did clean the ceiling off before I'm sticking this in place with some isopropyl alcohol. And the more time that these are here, the stronger the tape will get. But there's the top of our wall. And it looks like I even managed to get it on the marks. Again, if I ever need to, I can slide this out and it clears the lights if I want to add more supports to the ceiling or anything like that, but that is now permanently in.
Now to install the vertical extrusions for the outer edges of the wall. I'm just putting the lower fasteners in loosely. It's amazing how much tension they can provide even when loose, especially now that there are 2 on each side. With the bottom end loose, I can pull the extrusions up to meet the upper corner and then secure the upper corner with the bracket and bolts. And with everything in place, I'll just snug down the lower bolts a bit more for now, and I'll properly tighten everything later.
And now we have a pretty secure wall. So what's left to do? Well, let's see if we can get the corners into the frame of the bed. Installing the inside corner brackets in the bed frame, I'm going to be using this style of insert nut. Now, this style of nut works by being narrow enough to fit into the track, but when you turn it sideways, it's got enough area to grab on. Because the nuts don't rotate beyond about 90 degrees, they lock themselves into place. The best way to get these installed is to put the bolt through the part, spin the nut on, and have it line up with the slot like this. And then you simply line it up with the slot, slip it into place, turn the head, and the nut turns to hold it in place. And of course, I've just discovered that I only had 1 3/4 inch bolt left, which means I can't assemble this today. It'll have to wait for next time. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe. But more importantly, make sure you check out the links in the video description, and don't forget to come back next time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.